welcome to another speed build. Today I am building in the world of San Sequoia that we got with the Growing Together pack. This is on 13 Acacia Avenue, which is a 40 by 30, and it's going to be a 6-bed, 5-bath family home. This is a pretty large build, so it's going to be a fairly long video, so grab something to drink, get a snack, hang out. Hopefully you can hang in there for the entire video. If you don't, I don't blame you. But with this one, the price I think is a little over 217,000 simoleons. So it's a fairly expensive home, but it is rather large. And I knew that I wanted a somewhat specific floor plan for this one, so I started by rough building the rooms, and then I figured I'd just figure out what the house was going to look like on the outside after I got all of that put on there, because I knew that I wanted a split floor plan with bedrooms on each end and then a large open area in the middle for a kitchen, dining room, living room area. So that's why I decided to build it this way, kind of building the floor plan first and then working out what the house looks like around what I built for the floor plan. Also, these little bump out areas that I just added, I'm going to end up getting rid of those and adding some little square bump outs to the front, just for the sake of it made roofing easier. I still do struggle quite a bit with roofing. I'm getting a little better, but this house, I couldn't figure out how to do those little angled areas at the front, so I do change that, and you'll see that here in a few minutes. Also, I'm really liking adding these rounded deck sections to the porches. I feel like it gives them a little bit more personality than just having just the little square porches that you see on a lot of the houses. It makes it a little bit more interesting, and I just recently learned how to use these, so I've been real keen on putting these in builds. This one was, once I got rid of those little areas there in the front, fairly easy to roof, and I very much appreciated that. Now, I built this in sort of more of a traditional suburban style, simply because everybody right now is building craftsman style family homes. Now, don't get me wrong, I love craftsman style. It's one of my favorite architectural styles, and I understand why everybody's building that style right now, because with the new Growing Together pack, we got quite a bit in the build and buy menu that is craftsman style. And I'm sure I'll probably build a craftsman style house soon and throw it up here for you to enjoy watching the build on that and being able to download it from my gallery. But for now, I just wanted to do some type of just traditional suburban house without any craftsman aspects to it. So that's what we did. Now, I decided that I wanted to make it one story for the simplicity of gameplay. I know for me, when I play in any type of family home where I have more than one sim, it's just easier to navigate the gameplay and keep an eye on all your various sims if it's just one story, if you have a single story. And especially if you have a toddler who's just learning to go up and down stairs. It takes toddlers, even after they learn that, they improve their fine motor skills and they're able to go up and down the stairs, it takes them forever to get up and down those stairs. And you'll go to do something for your toddler and you, first of all, can't find them because they're in the middle of going up and down the stairs, and second, you have to wait till they finish either getting up or down before you can interact with them. They have to finish that action. So I decided that for gameplay, for me personally, I would really like to have a very big one-story family home. And this home is absolutely huge. It has 6 bedrooms and 5 baths. Now, the reason why I did 6 bedrooms and 5 baths, first of all, you can never have too many bathrooms, especially with toddlers, children, pets. You need all the bathrooms you can have, because it never fails that anytime one of your Sims needs to use the bathroom, there's somebody else in there. But the 6 bedrooms specifically, I wanted a primary bedroom for the parents, or parent, whatever story you've got to play with this, and then 1 bedroom for each life stage, and 1 bedroom for either a guest bedroom or grandparents. So I've got a primary for the parents, I've got a nursery for the infant life stage, I've got a bedroom for the toddler, a bedroom for a child, a bedroom for a teen, and then my final bedroom I decorated for a guest bedroom instead of decorating it for grandparents, because we got that new feature with Growing Together that people can come over and stay. I'm going to come back out front and do landscaping a little bit later in the build, because I was really excited to jump inside and get started in here. And I decided that I wanted to play with some platforms here in this first big open room, just to break it up a little bit. And this way it keeps it where it's still nice and open in here for this living room area, but it breaks it up in little more defined sections. And you'll see a little later as we go around and decorate that why that was important, but also in hindsight it was a little bit more difficult to put in a dedicated living room area, and it kind of took away my ability to have like an entrance foyer. But it all worked out in the end, and we'll do that later. But of course, as usual, I don't know why I always start in the kitchen, but I'm starting in the kitchen again. And I really wanted to use these new tiles that we got with the Growing Together pack. But I don't know, for me, these tiles just give me bathroom vibes. It just looks like bathroom tile for me. So I didn't use them in the kitchen. I will be changing them soon to a different tile for the kitchen. But I did use these tiles in the majority of the bathrooms in this house, because I really did want to try to use them. Now, I knew I wanted this kitchen to be really big. I've heard it said, people have used the phrase often, that the kitchen is the heart of the home. And I don't know about everyone else, but I know for me, I find that to be true. We spend a lot of time together as a family in the kitchen, eating, doing homework, doing craft projects, just multiple things. So I wanted the kitchen to be large, simply because if you are going to play in this house with all these different life stages, and maybe have grandparents come over for a visit and stay, you're going to have a lot of Sims in this house, possibly more than 8 Sims at a time in this house, just because, you have the option to have people come stay for a visit now. And I know that when you have like the smaller kitchens, it seems like everybody, when you go in there, your Sim goes in there to cook something, everybody wants to be in there and they're just in the way. So I wanted to make sure there was a nice large kitchen, just for routing, just for gameplay simplicity, so you'd have plenty of room in this kitchen. And there's not an actual separate dining area. I add a dining room area off to the left of this huge kitchen, which is the entire back portion, middle of the house, so that it kind of keeps it all in one room. And I really liked the way that turned out. I wanted to use the new appliances in here that we got, but they just weren't the right vibe for me for this kitchen. I don't really care for how they look. I feel like perhaps I will eventually do a build where they will fit, but for me they just didn't fit in here. Also, that coffee maker is going to move over to the other side of the bar counters that I put in, and I'm going to end up making a little coffee bar over there. But for now, it's hanging out there. Ah, there we go. There's the jumper coffee bar. Now, I did lose some footage, and that's why you've seen a lot of progress on the kitchen, but trust me, the kitchen goes on for way too long anyway, because there's a whole lot going on in this room. This is the largest room of the house. And also, at one point, I saved the game and quit for the day and came back to start cluttering up the kitchen some more, rearranging things, and all of my clutter had disappeared. So I had to completely go through and reclutter this kitchen and rework this coffee bar area. And it does change a little bit, but anything that changes in this house from where you see it being built to the final product that you can download off of the gallery, all of that's going to be reflected in those screenshots at the end. So you'll be able to see exactly what you're getting, because I take the screenshots after I upload the house to the gallery. And if I make changes after, if like I have to re-upload the house to the gallery because I have to make more changes after I play test, I retake the screenshots. So what you see in the screenshots is exactly what you're going to get when you download it off the gallery. This has also, of course, been play tested. I didn't have to make too many changes, but I'll try to point those out as I go along. Like the shelves over the coffee bar, I got rid of those, and we've got some jackets hanging up there. And I moved the children's artwork from that side over to the other side of the back door area. I had to make those changes for routing issues because the sim couldn't get through the door to what's going to be the guest bedroom, which is to the left there of that back door. So those changes are reflected. Also in the kitchen, I've got that parenting board where you can set curfews and leave notes, and I've included 2 high chairs so that you have one for a toddler and one for an infant, because once again, we're hitting all the life stages in this house. We're getting them all covered. This living room, I fought with this living room. I love this rug. This rug very much influenced the color scheme of this living room area. But I absolutely hated how it turned out with the little oval coffee table that I put in here and this sectional. So I do completely rearrange the living room, and I make it a little bit bigger. I take that fireplace a little bit farther back, just I think 1 tile. I make it like 1 tile bigger on the back side there. And you'll have screenshots of all of that at the end, because you don't see any of those changes on camera. I also thought that maybe this house would have a cat, because usually I do a dog. Now, I like cats, don't get me wrong. I do love cats. I'm extremely allergic to them, as is my husband and 2 of my children. So I lean more towards being a dog person, and I never think about putting a cat in, but I put a cat in this one. We do have a cat scratching post, which will end up, I think, in the office area instead of being out here. And we have the bowls, of course, and there will be a cat bed and a litter box in this house for you. And of course, I also put all those lovely empty frames up on the wall so that you can take all kinds of pictures of your sim family and put them all over the wall, because I figured that'd be kind of appropriate for a family home. Now, these 2 little areas in this big open living room area, I wanted this house to be very kid-themed, very kid-friendly, very family-oriented. So we've got the gaming table out here, the new one we got, where you can do puzzles. And everybody keeps saying it's Scrabble. I think it looks to me like it's Mahjong, but maybe it is Scrabble, because I think it says Scrapple when you try to like pick that option. But I wanted a little playroom area over here, and we're going to go up and finish the puppet theater area here in a moment. But I thought this turned out so cute with that little rug with the pathway on it, and like I hardly ever have room for these big doll houses. And this would just be a dream house for like all the kids that are living here. It's just that every single area almost in this house is just extremely kid friendly. The same with this puppet theater. I never get to use this puppet theater anywhere. And I love this puppet theater. It's got such cute interactions with it. So I made this little area where, you know, maybe the family could come all sit over here together and watch the child in this household put on puppet shows. So I thought that would be a really, really cute idea. Also, like I talked about with the whole foyer issue, not having a dedicated foyer area, I thought that maybe to the left here, as you come in, you could make this somewhat of like a foyer area. So I'm getting ready to go through, and off camera, I'm going to put up a baby gate to block off this area here. You can kind of see it there to the left of the screen. And I also put a baby gate to block off the kitchen area. So you can lock those so that your infant won't be wandering into areas you don't want them in. So instead of just a foyer in this little area here, I decided that I wanted to make it like a little reading nook area. An area that like your toddler, your child, maybe your teen, if they want to come out and be, you know, in the family area, could come over and grab a book, and they could sit and read here, or they could grab it and take it with them. But this house is full of books. There are a lot of books in this house, just in multiple rooms. It's a very, very book-friendly house. But as far as this being a parent's area, like I've got it gated off so that we could have like the foyer type stuff here, like the hanging clothes and the umbrella stand, and you have a place to put your shoes when you come in, which I do have the sign out front on the front of the house, opposite from the mailbox, because I put the mailbox up on the front porch too, on the wall, one of the mounted mailboxes. I have the little sign so that your Sims take your shoes off, because I would assume having this many children in a house, it's going to be hard enough to keep it clean without everybody wearing shoes in the house. And I don't know, I don't like wearing shoes in the house. I know it's a very United States thing to do, to keep your shoes on in the house. It's not as accepted as in other cultures. So I very much like my Sims to take their shoes off. But this finishes up the reading nook area, and we're getting ready to go into what became the office adults only area. And I felt like the parents probably, if you've got this many kids, you're going to need a room that's kid free. You're going to need a room where you can go and get away from the kids. So that's what this room turned into. This is kind of an office den area, which this was originally going to be a bedroom, but I didn't feel like we really needed 7 bedrooms in this house. And so I figured, why not make this into an area that the parents can go to get away from the kids if they need to, or maybe one of the parents works from home. So we have this nice little desk area for them to do their work from home things here, as well as some of those nice new bookcases from Growing Together, and a little TV area, a little seating area. And I was able to use the new fireplace in here with the new herringbone tile. Now, I'm not really a fan of herringbone pattern, but once I put it in here in that minty green color and paired it with this rose, this color scheme, I absolutely fell in love with it. And I'm not a person that typically likes pink. That's not my aesthetic at all. But for some reason, I just really like this mint and rose color combo. I just think it turned out so pretty in here. I also added the cat bed in here because my thought was, you know, maybe the cat, with all these kids in this house, maybe the cat needs a place to get away every now and then and have some alone time and be able to just unwind and sleep. This is also where I stuck that new upright piano. Yay, we don't have to make our own upright pianos anymore by merging a keyboard and a console table, so yay for that. And then I've got the little, as you can see to the left, the little cat stand there for them to sit on and look out the window, because I know from being around other people's cats that cats like to look out windows, so I thought that was a great spot for it. Now this is going to be the only Jack and Jill bathroom in this house. The rest of the bathrooms are ensuite, and then we've got one that's a hallway bathroom on the other side of the house. But you've got a door going from this little den office area into this bathroom, and then you have a door that connects this bathroom to the child's room. So we don't have as much clutter going on in this bathroom as we normally would, because it's not specifically just for the child. It is a shared bathroom with that office den area. So I feel like it's going to be a little bit tidier. They're going to keep the clutter cleaned up a little bit more in this bathroom than what you would normally see in a kid's bathroom. And same thing with the hallway bathroom. When we get to the other side of the house, there's a little bit of clutter, but it's, I feel like the parents are going to be tidying these bathrooms a little bit more than the teenager's bathroom. So this bathroom, typical bathroom, comes together real quick: shower tub combo, toilet, sink area, and we're getting ready to jump over into the kids' bedroom. For the child's bedroom, I went with a dinosaur theme. So it's very blue and yellow and orange and green, and I tried to make all of the bedrooms not for a specific gender, and you can change that if you'd like, but I tried to keep them all pretty much gender neutral. But I mean, you might disagree with the teenager bedroom, that's up to you, but I feel like it's gender neutral. So we've got the dinosaur theme in here with one of the new bunk beds from Growing Together, because I was all about using all the new stuff from the pack, because that's the way it is. You get new stuff, it's fun, you want to use it. But I figured this child really likes dinosaurs, they really like gaming, and they really like void critters. So I tried to reflect that in their bedroom with a little seating area over there for gaming, and I put the void critter game thing here on the floor. And they have their own gaming console. Now, bumping over into the teens' room, I felt like maybe this teen really liked anime and all things Asian. So I did a very loosely themed anime room in teal and pink and purple and white. And I think it turned out so cute. I really love the colors in this room. And I also felt like perhaps this teen was some type of a content creator, whether they do like streaming or they make videos or whatever. So I made it to where their desk had a backdrop. So this is what I'm doing now, is cluttering up this little area behind the desk for their backdrop, so that they have this nice background for when they're streaming and or making videos, whether it's gameplay or whatever they're making videos for. And I love the way this turned out. I thought this turned out so cute. And they don't have a lot of room in their bedroom for a background, so they're kind of working with what they've got here. I added that little room divider thing over top the window to kind of block out the window a little bit, give it a little bit of pizzazz. And I think in the end, I'd be happy with a little background like this. Now, in hindsight, I think it would be a great idea to go through and change the LED lights to a different color. But right now they're set on white. I think at one point I had thought about changing those before I uploaded it to the gallery, and then I forgot. So they are still set as white on the gallery. And they have a minimal amount of clutter on their desk, basically just their computers, some headphones. I'm pretty sure I added their cell phone there above the desk, or right beside the headphones on the desk as well. And I wanted to use like a box light, but they're just in the game, they're like so big. So yeah, it's got the wrong light there. It's got like a photography light there, but they don't really, they don't give us a ring light that we could have put there, which is like normally what you would use, or a box light. So I had to work with what we got. This rug, oh my gosh, I love this rug. I overuse this rug in my builds. Not any that I put on the gallery, but like in personal use. This is one of my favorite rugs. I absolutely loved it, and I thought it kind of went with the colors in there. So we've moved on to the teens bathroom. It's one of the many ensuite bathrooms in this house, which I think is so nice. I would love to have a house that has this many ensuites so that nobody has to share bathrooms and everybody is responsible for cleaning their own bathrooms. Wouldn't that be nice? So this one is a little bit more cluttered because the only sim using this bathroom is the teen. So we've got a little bit more going on in here than the last bathroom we did. But once again, it's just a typical bathroom build with your sink and your toilet and your shower tub combo. Now for this one though, I did use the new shower tub combo that we got with the Growing Together pack, and I merged it ever so slightly into the wall so that the tile background for this shower tub combo is, you're going to see the tile that's on the wall here. So I don't know, I really like doing that because it seems more natural that if you've got this much tile in a bathroom, that same tile is going to be what's in your shower around your tub. Because I don't know for everybody else, but it's not a typical thing to have this much, like to have the entire bathroom tiled. And typically you just have tile in the shower or around the tub area, and the rest of the bathroom is like painted or wallpapered. So I think it makes it look a little bit more natural, a little bit more normal. And jumping right over to the next room, this is going to be your guest bedroom, which also could be a grandparent's bedroom if you're like playing a Generations game play and you want everybody here all in one house. It has, but I decorated it as a guest bedroom, so it's not very cluttered. It's got the little seating area in here, plus your bed, and then I made a little closet there with the modular pieces from Dream Home Decorator, and it is usable. They open the door and go right in and use the closet. So like I said before, as usual, everything has been play tested, and I mean everything. Like I sit on each side of the bed. I sit in every chair. I touch every TV. I use every toilet. It is thoroughly play tested. And if you do download this from the gallery and you do find something that doesn't work, with the exception of like chairs that like I put laundry on, or things that are like supposed to be blocked off, just let me know so that I can fix it and re-upload it to the gallery. Leave me a comment on the gallery comments or on this video so that I can fix it. Yeah, skipped right over. I talked right through that one little ensuite bathroom in the guest room, but it is the only bathroom in the house that doesn't have a tub. It just has a shower. And then this is the only bathroom in the house that has a toddler potty. So this is the hall bathroom. I would assume, since it's on the other side of the house with the infant room and the toddler room, that this is where you'd be bathing your toddler. And we do have the toddler potty in there. There's also going to be a toddler potty in the toddler room too, for ease of gameplay. And then we've quickly moved on into the laundry area. Not much going on in here. You've got your washing machine and your dryer, a little bit of clutter. Those hampers though, they do move out into the hallway because the sim could not get to the washing machine and the dryer with those hampers there. So it's out in the hallway with the litter box. Also, each room has light switches and each room has a smoke detector, because that's one thing that I've always thought is very odd when people build in The Sims. They'll put like one smoke detector in the kitchen, and that's it. Now, unless you're building a tiny house, for the sake of realism, you're going to want more smoke detectors than that. I mean, I know I've got more smoke detectors than just one in my house, so I wanted to just add those in every room. Now we're starting in the primary bedroom. I wasn't really sure what to do as far as the layout goes in here, so I did a whole lot of that off camera. I rearranged this room so many times. It was just, I don't know, it was such an odd shape for me. I really couldn't figure it out. And so this is what we came up with in the end. I don't like putting beds in front of windows if I can avoid it. But it just seemed like this was the best spot for the bed in this room. The thing that I do really like about this primary bedroom, though, is the fact that, and you'll catch a glimpse of it here in a moment when we spin around and start doing things in the other direction, but what I like about it is the fact that it has a door from the primary bedroom into the nursery and a door from this primary bedroom going into the toddler room. So from the hallway, you've got your own separate door that goes into each of those rooms, but then also from the primary bedroom you have a door that goes into each of those rooms. And I just felt like realistically that would be great to have a house built that way, and also for gameplay in The Sims it's going to make it extremely convenient to be able to just pop into the nursery or the toddler room when you need to. This room also has an ensuite, which we're going to change the shape of that here really quick and move that wall mirror over onto the other side, just because I felt like it flowed a little better this way and it opened up the bedroom a little bit more. I wanted a little bit more space between the end of the bed and the TV for routing, so I just felt like we would take a little bit of room from the ensuite to make that happen. And it's still, the ensuite, you still have plenty of room. It still turns out nice. It's still one of the larger bathrooms in the house, which I felt like was appropriate to be the ensuite for the primary. It's going to be a little bit bigger. I did lose my double sinks in here, though. I really wanted 2 sinks, but I also wanted not a large amount of clutter, but a sufficient amount of clutter on the counter here. So I did have to sacrifice one of the sinks. And of course I'm using that little trick again with the lamps to show me exactly how far the counter comes out so that I can put my clutter down and know that it's not going to be hanging off when I put the counters back, so that it's arranged in a way that it looks more realistic. It looks nice this way. I used the new shower tub combo in this one as well and merged it into the wall just a little bit so that the tiles are the same tiles as the rest of the bathroom. I don't know how those light switches ended up in there, but I did move them. You don't want light switches in the shower. And of course the showers and tubs work even merged into the wall a little bit like that. They have been tested and they absolutely work that way. So no worries there. And then I also added this little cabinet to hold extra things in the bathroom, because I feel like you never have enough storage in the bathroom. So that felt very realistic. And I finally got to use the new towel bar in here from the bathroom clutter kit, which is hard for me to use that anywhere without resizing it because it's just so big. And then of course connected to the primary room, and then you'll see over there on the right side there's also a door that goes in the hallway. This is the nursery. For the nursery I went for a very soft color scheme with a forest theme, and then of course this is going to be for the new infant life stage, but I felt like this color scheme would be very realistic for a nursery because it'd be a very calming color scheme. Also, not sure if you've noticed, but there are packs of baby wipes all over this house. I've got baby wipes in here, baby wipes in the toddler room, baby wipes in the living room, baby wipes in the kitchen. And I don't know about you, but when I had infant, toddler stage children age in real life, that's the way it was. There were baby wipes everywhere because you used those things to clean everything up. The only thing that changed in that toddler room, the infant room, was that rocking chair. I had to angle it a little so that it would work. So just that one very small change in there. Now we're in the toddler room. I went with primary colors in the toddler room. It started out with like a car theme and kind of morphed into an animal theme, like cats and dogs animal theme. It doesn't really have like a cohesive overall theme other than primary colors, but I think it turned out pretty cute. I also have a changing table in here because for gameplay you can change your toddler's diapers on the changing table as well. So I felt like it would be great to have 2 changing tables in the house. And there's also a toddler potty in here, once again, for, ease of gameplay. I felt like it would be a good idea to have more than just one toddler potty. It'd be a little bit more convenient than just having the one. And I did, of course, this time remember to swap out those saucer lights. Some rooms do still have the saucer lights where I felt like it would be appropriate. I have a tendency to put saucer lights over top of the tubs in bathrooms just because growing up, we had a saucer light. We had a shower tub combo, and we had a saucer light in our shower tub combo over top of the tub. So it's just a habit for me to put them in there. It's a very natural thing for me. So we're finally popping out front and landscaping the front. I used a lot of plants from Debug, from the Live Edit Objects menu, from the Growing Together pack, so that it would blend in with the rest of the neighborhood. It'd be plants that you see like around the world, in the world of San Sequoia, so that it would blend in. We also have a small detached garage out there. Not going to see inside that detached garage and see it decorated until the very end is when I'll jump back there. But it will be in the screenshots, and I used it for storage in the garage with a few other things, but I'll talk about that in a minute. The silver car, the little convertible that's in the driveway, I did have to delete that because it was causing routing issues, so I did take that out. I cut out a whole lot of the landscaping out front. You're seeing me finishing up the front landscaping because it took so long laying all of those little rocks around the path individually, the path from the front door and around the driveway, and making like a little planter over on the side. It took a long time, and I left in this section of me placing all the rocks just so that you could see how it's done. Some of them are resized a little. I tried to vary them as I'm putting them around there so they don't all look the same, and spin them around to different angles just so you have a little bit more variation, a little bit more realism, so that it's not just the same thing repeating over and over. That's another thing that I also try to do when I'm landscaping. As far as the plants go, rotate them a little bit, give them a little spin so that they're not always just facing the front, and then they don't look as repetitive if you do it that way. I don't know, that's just something that I like to do. So the front porch on this house, if your sim stands on the front porch of this house and looks away from the house, like across the street, they have this great view of this beautiful park that's right across the street in the world of San Sequoia from this house. So I thought for the front porch, this little side area over here, that would be a great place for a seating area, so that your sim could just like sit out here and, people watch, because it is a really nice view off the front. So that's the only thing that I added to this front porch, was this little seating area over here. And that's partially because I wasn't really sure what else to put out there. So, feel free to throw some more things on that front porch. And once again, if you would like to download this build from the gallery, you can change anything you want. That's fine. Change what you want, completely remodel the house, completely redecorate inside, put it back up on the gallery. I don't care. I don't care what you do with it. It's whatever you want to do with it is fine. So in the backyard, which is where we are now, there's not a whole lot going on out here. There wasn't a whole lot of room, simply because I knew I wanted the tree house out here in the backyard. And that tree house, that the new tree house that you can build, takes up a lot of room, just a lot of room. That thing is big. So there wasn't a whole lot of room to do anything else. I did decide that it would probably be nice to have a pool out here in the backyard. I really wanted to use the new water sprinkler features that we use, the splash pad stuff that we got with Growing Together, but it just didn't fit in this build. So I feel like I'll use that eventually in another build. And with the new option to be able to lock the gates, I felt like this would be the perfect time to put a gate around the pool. Just for realism, just for safety, because I know that our pool in our backyard, we have a privacy fence around the backyard, but then we also have a separate gate around the pool for safety. But you do have to remember that you can lock the gates for the infant life stage, but toddlers can figure out how to open the gates. Now, I don't think that would be an issue in The Sims. I don't think toddlers can, wander into the pool and unalive themselves by getting stuck in the pool. I could be wrong, but I've never had that happen to me in gameplay. Hopefully that's not something that would happen. You can kind of see that treehouse that I was talking about off to the right there, beside the pool area. Now, you should have enough room to build that treehouse there. The only issue is if you evolve it to the level where you add the slide onto it, you might have to scoot it out forward just a little bit. You might have to delete the fencing off to the side, maybe wiggle it around a little bit. And then of course I do have a swing set over there. And I've placed some garden planters over here in this little weird area. I wasn't sure what to do with that little weird corner over there, and I don't know, people seem to like gardening in The Sims, so I stuck the little gardening planters over there. I don't do much on this back porch. You've just got your grill and your table, and I do make a little seating area. These get swapped around quite a few times. These are definitely not the final form. And I cut out most of the landscaping back here. You'll see it here just in a few minutes, and of course you will see it in the screenshots. But once again, it was taking a while. I used a few of the debug plants in the back area back here, but for the most part I used build and buy stuff, and I tried to keep it relatively simple as far as the landscaping goes back here. That garage, you caught a glimpse of that garage. You'll catch another glimpse of it at the very end, right before we go to screenshots. That garage has we're storing Christmas decorations in there, Halloween decorations. Some of the bicycles are in there. There's an art easel in there. So the only thing that you would be doing in that garage is painting. That's the only thing in that garage that's actually for gameplay. I stuck these trees over here just to hide the part where the other trees on the other side were clipping through the fence, because I added all of the landscaping outside of the fence on the edge of the property. I added that to blend it in to the rest of the world on the back side over there. So the last thing that we're going to do on this back porch are add plants to this little plant stand here. And like I said before, everything has been play tested, thoroughly play tested. Everything works. Anything that was causing routing issues has been moved. So if you would like to download this house, It is on the gallery. My gallery ID is pyxiedusted, spelled just like the name of the YouTube channel. And I thank you very, very much for watching this video, especially if you've made it all the way to the end. The only thing we have left are a couple additions in the garage, which you'll see here in a few minutes. And then after that, we will be moving right on into these screenshots, which I'm proud of. I'm getting much better at taking screenshots. But stick around, because after those screenshots, as always, we have a preview of the next build. Thank you once again so much for watching, and until next time, bye!